The first thing that you can do to prepare yourself for a great audition, do a quick script analysis to help you understand what is the story that you're supposed to be telling. A lot of times what I'll do is I'll take a look at the first couple of lines because that's always the introduction to the story. I'll take a look at the last couple of lines, which is usually the conclusion of the story, or it's a wrap up, or it's the sell. And then I'll really read it out loud quickly so that I understand if there's any long run-on sentences, or maybe there's some words there that I need to check on how to pronounce. And it will also give me a quick context of what's happening in that script so that I can prepare myself to tell the story, because you can't tell a great story if you don't know what that story is. So if you just run into your studio and you start reading, that's not necessarily preparing you for a good audition that can tell a story. To tell a story, there's typically, the introduction to the story, and then there's steps along the way, the backbone, I call it the backbone of the story, and then there's ultimately an ending to that story. And along the way, you've evolved in a point of view, and that point of view changes throughout the story. So you don't want your audition to be one specific energy or one specific emotion, because that can get repetitive and boring after a while. Give yourself the scene, give yourself who you are, who you're talking to, and actually just come into the first few words as if you're responding to the person that is asking you a question, or perhaps you're continuing a conversation. So it sounds like you're connected from the very first words into that script. Otherwise, you just kind of start from a place where everybody else tends to start, which is the entrance into a monologue. And so you're not always monologuing if you're telling a story, right? When you're telling a story, you're inviting the audience in. Prep yourself so that you can invite that audience in and tell that story. And that will give you a great voiceover audition that is connected from the very beginning.